Welcome to Imran Star Video, or as we call it, ISVi, the collaborative lens on Vancouver, unfiltered, unscripted, and powered by community. We're not just a voice behind the mic, we're a collective of creators, thinkers, storytellers, and city lovers coming together to spotlight the people, places, and energy that make Vancouver what it is. From coast mountain skylines to neon-lit backstreets, we're covering everything from downtown buzz to the untold stories shaping our scene. You'll find us exclusively on YouTube. No algorithms, no filters, just real talk. For behind the scenes, updates, and chaotic brilliance in real time, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. So hit subscribe, drop a comment, and help us grow from 100 to 10, 0, and beyond. Because this isn't just our platform, it's yours too. Turn it up, get into it. Let's talk Vancouver. This is ISVi. There are a few things Vancouverites take more seriously than rent prices, yoga class, loyalty, and whether or not it's patio weather, and one of those things is craft beer. This isn't just a city that drinks beer. It microbrews it, names it after mountains or existential dread, serves it in tulip-shaped glasses, and then debates the mouthfeel like it's a breakup. Welcome to Vancouver, where every second neighborhood has at least 2 breweries and a third one on the way. Where every person you match with on Hinge has a favorite IPA and a strong opinion about whether hazies have gone too far. It's a city where asking for a Bud Light gets you looked at the same way you'd look at someone who admits they microwave fish in shared office spaces. Craft beer here isn't just a drink, it's a personality, a community, and occasionally a full-time hobby that involves brewery hopping on bikes, buying cans with designs that look like indie album covers, and saying things like, "This saison has a peppery finish," without flinching. How did we get here? Blame the West Coast lifestyle? Blame the lumberjack aesthetic? Blame the fact that everyone here is one beard and flannel away from starting their own homebrew empire. But mostly, blame the perfect storm of creativity, local ingredients, and a city that's too chill to have fun without being niche about it. What started as a slow rebellion against bland, mass-produced beer has morphed into a hop-fueled empire where you can drink everything from blackberry sour to matcha-infused saison, while seated on a reclaimed wood bench inside a converted warehouse lit exclusively by Edison bulbs. And let's not forget the culture around it. Tasting flights are a first date ritual. Brewery dogs are treated better than most employees. The line between bartender and fermentation guru is blurry at best. And if you've never stood in a 45-minute line at Superflux just to get a single 4-pack of something called Obnoxiously Hoppy Volume 3, are you even local? So yeah, Vancouver's craft beer scene isn't just thriving, it's main character energy in liquid form. Whether you're a seasoned hophead, a sour curious newbie, or just here for the aesthetic of holding a pint next to a mossy brick wall, this city has something on tap for you. Before Vancouver became the craft beer flex machine it is today with tasting flights, taproom selfies, and beers named things like Emotional Support IPA and Hazy Boy Unite, the local beer scene was, well, basic. Like khakis and unseasoned chicken basic. Back in the dark ages, the beer landscape in Vancouver was dominated by Molson, Labatt, and a whole lot of cold, but not much else. You drank lager because it was there. Then the craft beer revolution came rumbling in like a hungover hipster on a fixie. The epicenter of this beer quake? East Van, aka the land of reclaimed wood, bearded baristas, and exactly 42 breweries per square block. Early champions like Storm Brewing led the charge with Frankenstein-level experimentation. Then came the craft boom of the 2010s, and suddenly Vancouver was one giant IPA with legs. The craft movement bled into culture, with breweries hosting everything from live music and trivia nights to therapy dogs and silent discos. A few trailblazing breweries put Vancouver on the national beer map, and they did it with hops, hustle, and the kind of aesthetic that screams beard oil. Let's start with Brassneck Brewery, aka the cool older cousin of Vancouver's brewery scene. Tucked discreetly on Main Street, Brassneck is low-key legendary. No massive marketing stunts, no flashy can designs, just small batch brilliance. Next up is 33 Acres Brewing, the poster child of minimalist Vancouver cool. Everything here is curated, from the clean black and white labels to the artisanal oat milk flat whites they serve alongside their beer. Then we've got Main Street Brewing, holding it down in a restored heritage building that's seen more pints than therapy sessions. And then there's Parallel 49, the flamboyant extrovert of the scene. 49 showed up with neon labels, bold flavors, and beer names that sound like punk rock album titles. Filthy Dirty IPA, Trash Panda, Hillbilly Ninja. Together, these breweries built the foundation for what is now a citywide hop-fueled fever dream. So, next time you're sipping a craft ale in a tap room made entirely of repurposed barnwood while a local folk band sings about the climate crisis, just remember, these are the icons who started it all. All right, you've conquered the giants. You've posed with your pint at Parallel 49, flirted with the bartender at 33 Acres, and probably Instagrammed the chalkboard menu at Brassneck like it's art. Cute? But now it's time to dive deeper into the underbelly of Vancouver's craft beer scene, where the brews are weird, the tap rooms are intimate, and the vibe is very IYKYK. Let's start with Strange Fellows Brewing, which sounds like the name of an indie band that only releases music on cassette. Located on Clark Drive, Strange Fellows is where art, myth, and Belgian-style brews converge into one moody, delicious fever dream. Their tasting room doubles as an art gallery, their seasonal releases come with lore, and their sour game, positively unhinged in a good, my palate is evolving kind of way. Drinking here feels like you've wandered into a coven meeting with better lighting and way more hops. Next is Lupolo Brewing, the Italian-Canadian darling of East Van that's soft-spoken but will absolutely ruin your life with a perfect dry-hopped Pilsner. Their name means hops in Italian, and their entire vibe is what happens when your nonna meets your barista boyfriend. They're quietly putting out some of the city's most crushable beers, and doing it with the grace of a place that knows it doesn't need to scream to be excellent. Enter Faculty Brewing, the only brewery in town that basically says, hey, you don't need to know anything about beer. We got you. Their whole brand is built around accessibility. Beers are labeled by course level faculty. 101 equals light, 400 equals dark and strong. They offer a judgment-free zone for people who want to learn without having to fake knowing what mouthfeel means. And then there's Storm Brewing, the chaotic neutral of the Vancouver beer multiverse. Calling Storm a brewery is like calling a mosh pit a light dance. It's gritty, grungy, and so deeply East Van, it might actually be sentient. No tap room, no tasting flights. Just a fridge full of wild creations like creamsicle ale, pickle ale, and pineapple peppercorn apocalypse. Walking into Storm feels like entering a mad scientist's lab. If the scientist was half drunk, slightly possessed, and just got a new shipment of glitter. These hidden gems are the lifeblood of Vancouver's beer culture, the misfits, the innovators, the anti-corporate weirdos, too busy perfecting their lavender saison to worry about your Untapped review. They don't have million-dollar ad campaigns or curated TikToks, but they do have flavor, soul, and a screw the algorithm attitude. So if you're tired of lineups, glass walls, and beers that taste like market research, get weird. Go local. This is the good stuff. This is the underground. This is craft, unfiltered literally and emotionally. Let's face it, choosing a brewery in Vancouver isn't just about what you want to drink. It's about who you are today. Are you a moody introvert trying to make IPA your whole personality? A dog mom in soft pants needing a crisp lager and a patio for your corgi? Or are you spiraling and just want to drink something pink, under LED lights while contemplating your ex's astrology chart. Good news. Vancouver's craft scene has a tap room for every vibe, and you don't even need to pretend you understand beer lingo to belong. Located on East 4th, ISVi Brewing has the energy of that one friend who always brings snacks and knows every indie band before they blow up. Their tasting room/patio is the ultimate laid-back zone for post-hike hangs, awkward first dates, and pretending you're outdoorsy. Bonus points. They serve pizza, and the beer is so drinkable, it'll make you consider getting a tattoo of a wheat stalk. You could go for cocktails, or you could go to Daggerad, the Belgian beer wizardry spot hidden in Burnaby, where you'll sip on a triple and suddenly feel like you're falling in love at a cafe in Brussels. The lighting is soft, the beer is elegant, and honestly, you'll both leave tipsy and emotionally available. Off the Rail is cozy, quirky, and built for the introvert who says, "Let's hang out," but means let's sit in silence and roll dice. Bring your weirdest friends, pick a board game from their shelf, and prepare to lose at Settlers of Catan while sipping a raspberry ale. You're here with your dog. You have a carabiner on your keychain, and your golden retriever is better dressed than you. Container Brewing is your place. The beer is great, but more importantly, they welcome pups like royalty, and the vibe is so wholesome, you'll consider moving to a microbrew commune. Neon lighting, pop art cans, a beer menu that reads like a chaotic poem. Superflux is for the folks who don't care what they're drinking, as long as it looks like it was designed by a bisexual graphic designer on an Adderall bender. It's fun, weird, and a little ridiculous. Expect hazy IPAs, pastel vibes, and someone in the corner talking about vibe-based brewing. You'll either love it or post about it ironically. Each of these spots offers more than just beer. They serve a whole damn narrative, crafted for your personal brand of chaos, comfort, or curated cool. So the next time you're looking for a brew, ask not what you want to drink, ask who you want to be. Because in Vancouver, beer is personality cosplay, and this city's got a tap room for every alter ego. Look, we love Vancouver's craft beer scene for its juicy IPAs, bearded bartenders, and tap rooms that look like they were furnished entirely with reclaimed wood and vibes. But behind the flights and flannel is something even more intoxicating than a double dry hop sour community. Because believe it or not, some people go to breweries for more than just getting mildly tipsy while pretending to understand what mouthfeel means. Yes, Greg, we know it's velvety, no one cares. They go to connect, to build, to do cool, wholesome, sometimes weirdly emotional things like raising money for local charities, hosting plant swaps, or collaborating with artists. Take Vancouver Craft Beer Week, for example. It's not just an excuse to wear your best denim jacket and drink 11 beers in the name of culture. It's a full-on community festival where breweries team up to throw events, host workshops, raise funds, and introduce you to beers you didn't know existed. Local breweries regularly release limited edition beers to raise money for causes from climate change and indigenous sovereignty to youth outreach and LGBTQ2+ support. You haven't lived until you've ordered a queer beer during Pride Month and realized the proceeds are going to real community action. Many breweries also double as community spaces, hosting open mic nights, artist pop-ups, trivia battles, and the occasional spoken word night. Some even do beer yoga because nothing screams Vancouver like downward dogging between tanks of fermented hops while a woman named Sage tells you to exhale your capitalism. Let's not forget the beer collabs with local coffee roasters, bakeries, food trucks, tattoo artists, and goat farmers. Even in their brewing practices, many of these breweries are pushing sustainability, using closed-loop systems, recycled water, compostable can holders. So yeah, Vancouver's craft beer culture isn't just about getting drunk in increasingly creative glassware. It's about supporting local, giving back, and building weird little micro-communities. If you came here for a cold pint and left with a new tattoo, a charity hangover, and a tote bag from a brewery that also runs a food bank, you did it right. Just when you thought the craft beer scene had peaked, that we had finally maxed out on hops, heady IPAs, and beards to beer ratios, Vancouver's brewers were like, hold my pint and also my fermented seaweed saison. This city doesn't just follow beer trends. Let's start with the current beer industry it girl, the hazy IPA, still going strong. Still cloudier than your ex's emotional availability. Meanwhile, sours have gone absolutely feral. What started as a fun, tart twist for your palate has evolved into full-blown mad science. We're talking pickle sours, banana cream pie sours, blue raspberry cotton candy sours. Of course, milkshake IPAs are still lingering like a weird guy at a party who won't stop talking about his kombucha side hustle. But here's the plot twist. Non-alcoholic and low ABV beers are now having their main character moment. We're talking full-bodied, flavor-rich, I didn't even miss the booze level bangers. Also hot right now, weird ingredients, mushroom, infused stouts, beers brewed with lavender, pine needles, or oysters. Lastly, cans are the new canvas. Forget boring branding if your beer label doesn't look like an NFT made by a bisexual graphic designer after their third oat milk latte. Why even bother? Bottom line, Vancouver's beer trends are in their maximalist era. It's unfiltered chaos in the best possible way. Just don't ask what's coming next. If history tells us anything, it'll be a smoked tamarind glitter ghost fermented under a full moon while someone reads you your birth chart. So here we are, buzzed, bloated, and possibly enlightened. You've just ridden the emotional roller coaster that is Vancouver's craft beer scene. From OG brew houses with street cred to unhinged small batch tap rooms serving you seaweed stouts and fermentation as art manifestos. And now, you're asking the only real question that matters. Was that a good beer, or do I just like drinking outside? Spoiler, it's both. Because Vancouver's craft beer culture isn't just about the beer, it's about the lifestyle, the drama, the ecosystem of flannel-wearing brew lords, oat milk latte drinking bartenders, and design majors crafting can labels that deserve to be in a museum. It's a scene where the IPA is hazy, the conversations are weirder than the beer names, and everyone has a strong opinion about sours. It's about neighborhoods turning shipping containers into tap rooms. It's about that one brewery dog who's more popular than you. It's about late night trivia nights where someone yells, "What even is a saison?" and the crowd collectively groans in beer-soaked solidarity. It's about finding your people, or at least a new place to scream about how overrated Pilsners are. But most importantly, it's about supporting local legends, sipping something made with love, and maybe lavender, and embracing the chaos that is a craft culture built by punks, nerds, dreamers, and professional yeast whisperers. So whether you're a seasoned beer snob who swirls their pint like it's wine, or just a Lil Lager gremlin trying to make it through happy hour without mispronouncing goes again, remember this. Drink boldly, tip heavily, and always order the weirdest thing on the menu at least once, even if it tastes like regret with notes of citrus. Vancouver, stay quirky, stay chaotic, and most of all, stay thirsty. And just like that, the city's pulse slows, but the story doesn't stop. You've been watching ISVi Imran's star video where voices come together and the city speaks back. We're a crew, not a single face. A movement, not a moment. And every episode, that's built with you, for you, by all of us. From the seawall to the skyline, from underground voices to rooftop vibes, we're telling the stories that don't make the news, but make the neighborhood. If this episode hit, pass it on. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, drop a comment, and tell us what your Vancouver sounds like. We're building this together, clip by clip, story by story. From 100 to 10K, to wherever this takes us when we get there, we all show up. So until the next drop, stay loud, stay collective, and stay in it. This is ISV signing off.